I am a Palestinian, I am a refugee, I am a Muslim, I am an Arab. I remember that on the 13th of September 93, when the two big leaders, Yasser Arafat and the former Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, met at the White House to sign what we call the Oslo Agreement. But unfortunately, even that a peace accord has been signed between the two sides, we, the Palestinians, never ever got the feeling that there is a peace really on the ground. In my opinion, in the last 12 years, we almost damaged what remains from the Israeli occupation. The biggest mistake that Hamas has been done, their own revolutionary on the Gaza Strip 1.5 years after the elections, in June 2007. They killed 140 prominent Fatah members, and they kicked out the others. So this is how the Palestinians became so divided. So that's affecting us negatively, by the way, because the whole issue of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict almost is sided by the UN and by the White House in Washington, D.C. Now, of course, that for the Israelis, it's a very convenient time while the Palestinians are so separated. Is it a lack of a leadership right now among the Israelis and the Palestinians? I believe yes. There is a lack of a leadership. I'm not considering Abbas as a leader, but on the meantime, I'm not considering Bibi Netanyahu as a leader. If we have a leadership, the leadership must have to find a way how to get us out of this mud, which we almost stuck in it in the past probably 18 years.
I was a journalist on the Rand Daily Mail for 26 years. My work was apartheid. I investigated, I wrote, I analyzed apartheid. That's what I know about. When people tell me that Israel is apartheid, I say, for God's sake, you know what you're talking about? Have you forgotten what apartheid was? What the all-pervading evil of apartheid and what it did to people's lives? Sure, we've got horrible things there. There's an Arab minority of 20%. They're discriminated against. Nothing unique in the world. Every country's got minorities. You probably do it in your studies. There's discrimination. We've got bad things, some not so bad things. Peace is a big word in the Middle East, and especially among Israelis and Palestinians. After all the years and years of conflict, people yearn for peace. And the leaders especially, both Israeli and Palestinian, talk all the time they want peace. And both sides say, let's get together and talk. Let's resolve the problems between us. So as you will gather, there's a lot of double talk, lies, evasions on both sides. There are no angels in this. And each side, of course, blames the other. Each side points the finger and says, you're responsible for the lack of progress. And this is, of course, is the basic problem, that neither Israelis or Palestinians, the leaders in particular, have accepted that the conflict must end, that they must each agree to compromises on both sides in order to get to an agreement. You must remember there is no country like Israel which has been under such incessant attack, not just attack, but threatening its existence since even before the state was created on May 14, 1948. Attack after attack. But the rockets come. 8,000 of them in a year. You know, for God's sake. The air raid siren goes, you've got 15 seconds to get into shelter. 15 seconds. The trouble is, with those rockets coming from Gaza, the government, and it's a right-wing government who A, is justified to say this, and secondly, they use it. They say, hey, you want us to give freedom to the Palestinians on the West Bank so that can become a base for rockets against us? Are you crazy? You know, Israel at its narrowest is 18 kilometers to the West Bank border. That's all. It's nothing. The Jews are entitled to their own state. That's what they want. There is no way that 99.9% of Jews are going to agree to the mass return of Palestinian refugees, because it would be the end of the Jewish state. And that will not happen. You'll have to kill every Jew in sight to make it possible. And the people who are punting this idea of right of return know this. They're not stupid people. Why are they doing it? It's a lie. And unfortunately, it sounds okay, so people are perpetrating it. Thank you.
Thank you.